Hello everybody, my name is Kiran. I am working as an assistant professor in the Department of EEE Units. I welcome you all to today's lecture on the concept of positive real function. So what is the definition of a positive real function? A function f of s is said to be a positive real function if and only if it satisfies these two conditions. For all real values of s, f of s should also be real, and when the real part of s is greater than or equal to 0, then correspondingly real part of f of s should also be greater than or equal to 0. And this is showed in form of a graphical representation. The red dots indicate all the real values of s in S-plane, and here the red dots indicate the real values of f of s in f of s plane. So the first condition is satisfied, isn't it? For every real value of s in S plane, there is a real value of f of s in f of s plane. The second one, the, the real part of s when it is greater than or equal to 0, then the real part of f of s should also be greater than or equal to 0. What are the properties of a positive real function? The first one, if f of s is a positive real function, its reciprocal will also be a positive real function. The second one, if I have two functions f1 of s and f2 of s, and if both are positive real function, then sum of those two functions also will be a positive real function. But the difference of the two functions need not be a positive real function. Third property, the poles and zeros must lie on left half of the S-plane. The fourth property, if you have any poles on j omega axis, the residues must be real and positive for it to be a positive real function. The next property, if p of s is the numerator polynomial and q of s is the denominator polynomial of a positive real function, then the difference between highest degree of numerator polynomial and highest degree of denominator polynomial should not exceed more than 1. The same rule is for lowest degree also. The difference between lowest degree of numerator polynomial and lowest degree of denominator polynomial should not be more than 1. So these are the properties of positive real function. What are the necessary and sufficient conditions for positive real function? The first one is all the poles and zeros of the positive real function must lie on left half of the S-plane. The same is also tested by means of Hurwitz polynomial. So if I prove that the both numerator and denominator of the given function are Hurwitz, then it proves that all the poles and zeros are on left half of the S-plane. The second condition, the given function, if it has any poles on j omega axis, they must be simple and the residues must be real and positive. And the third condition is a of omega square should be greater than or equal to 0 for all the values of omega. So the procedure that we follow for testing whether the given function is positive real or not, the three conditions which I have seen will justify whether a given polynomial is positive real or not based on these three conditions. The first condition, we have to check whether all the poles and zeros are on left half of the S-plane. The second condition, we will conduct a residue test on the function. if there are any poles and zeros on the j omega axis, and if the residues are positive and real, then we can say that it is a positive real function. And the third condition that one must check is a of omega square should be greater than or equal to 0 for all the values of omega. So while seeing the tutorials, we'll see what is this a of omega square. So the first tutorial, the given function is f of s is equal to s plus 1 by s plus 2, and we have to check whether it is positive, real or not. The first condition that we must check is whether all the poles and zeros are present on the left half of the S-plane. So I have a 0 at -1 and pole at -2. So therefore the first condition is satisfied. Since I don't have any poles and zeros on j omega axis, there is no need for me to conduct a residue test on the given function. So the third step or the third condition is a of omega square must be greater than or equal to 0 for all omega. So the given function is s plus 1 by s plus 2. So numerator is s plus 1 and denominator is s plus 2, isn't it? So in both numerator and denominator, I'll have both even terms as well as odd terms. So the even part of the numerator is 1 and the odd part of the numerator is s. Similarly, the even part of the denominator polynomial is 2. The odd part of the denominator polynomial is s. So a of omega square is nothing but m1 m2 minus n1 n2, and substituting s is equal to j omega, where m1 small m1 indicates the even part of the numerator polynomial, small n1 indicates the odd part of the numerator polynomial, m2 indicates the even part of the denominator polynomial, n2 indicates the odd part of the denominator polynomial. So when I substitute all the values and substitute s is equal to j omega, I have obtained as 2 plus omega square. So we know that for every omega value, this expression is greater than or equal to 0. Hence, since all the three conditions are satisfied, I can conclude that the given function is a positive real function. The next one, 8 minus s by s plus 1. So clearly I can see that I have a pole on the left half of the S plane and a 0 on the right half of the S plane. So S is equal to 8 is present on right half of the S plane. So since all poles and zeros are not present on the left half of the S plane, the first condition itself is not satisfied. So hence the given function is not positive real function. Third one, s square plus 6s plus 5 by s square plus 9s plus 14. Must check whether it is positive real or not. So first we have to find the poles and zeros of the given function. So if I find the roots of the numerator polynomial, I have obtained as -5 and -1. And if I find the roots of the denominator polynomial, I have obtained as -7 and -2. So all the poles are on the left half of the S plane. The first condition is satisfied. Since I don't have any poles or zeros on j omega axis, there is no need for residue test. So the even part of the numerator polynomial is nothing but s square plus 5. Odd part in the numerator polynomial is 6s. The even part in the denominator polynomial is s square plus 14, and the odd part in the denominator polynomial is ns. Substituting all these in the formula a of omega square, which is m1 m2 minus n1 n2, then substituting s is equal to j omega. So when I substitute all the required values, I have obtained the expression as omega power 4 plus 35 omega square plus 70. So all the coefficients are positive. So therefore, uh, there is no chance that this polynomial can be less than or equal less than 0. Okay, for every value of omega, this expression will always be greater than or equal to 0. So the third condition is satisfied, hence the given function is a positive real function. The fourth example, s square plus 1 by s cube plus 4s. So the numerator, when I find the roots of the polynomial, it will give me plus or minus j1, isn't it? So the denominator, when I find the roots, it is 0 and plus or minus j. So all the poles and zeros are on the left half of the S-plane. Remember that if all the poles are on the imaginary axis, that also indicates that the poles and zeros are on the left half of the S-plane. Okay, so the first condition is satisfied. So now since we have poles and zeros on j omega axis, I have to conduct residue test. So applying partial fractions. So this is my expression, s square plus 1 divided by s into s square plus 4. This, upon partial fractions, I can write k1 by s plus k2 by s plus j2 plus k2 conjugate by s minus j2. K1 obtained as 1 by 4, k2 obtained as 3 by 8. Okay, so the k2 value and k2 conjugate value will be same, and in this case it is 3 by 8. Okay, so you can also find in the regular partial fractions method by writing a by s plus bs plus c by s square plus 4. Okay, you can also find the residues by that method also. You'll get the same expression. The third condition, a of omega square. So the even part of the numerator polynomial is s square plus 1. There is no odd term in the numerator, so it is 0. There is no even term in the denominator polynomial, hence it is 0. The odd part of the denominator is s cube plus 4s. So obviously when I apply the formula, the answer will be 0. Hence a of omega square is greater than or equal to 0 condition is satisfied for all omega. The given function is a positive real function. The fifth example, 3s square plus 5 divided by s into s square plus 1. On plotting the pole 0 plot, I can observe that all the poles and zeros are on the j omega axis and no poles and zero are on right half of the S-plane. The first condition is satisfied. So since all poles and zeros are on j omega axis, I have to conduct residue test. So applying partial fractions. So applying partial fractions, I'll get a value to be 5, b value to be minus 1, and b conjugate will be same. In this case it is minus 1. Okay. So remember, while finding the residues in the partial fractions for testing whether the given function is positive real or not, the residue should always be positive. If there are any residues that you encounter as negative, I can conclude that the given function is not positive real function. So in this case, the given function is not positive real function. The sixth example, f into s plus 1 whole square divided by s cube plus 2s square plus 2s plus 40. The numerator roots are obviously minus 1, minus 1. It is repeated roots. And I will find the roots of the denominator polynomial. Since it's a cubic equation, with the help of a calculator, you can easily find the roots. So I'll get minus 4 and complex conjugate roots 1 plus or minus j 2.9. Okay. So it clearly indicates that the poles are located on right half of the S-plane. Hence, the given function is not a positive real function. Seventh example, s cube plus s square plus 2s plus 1 divided by s square plus s plus 1. If I find the roots and plot the pole 0, plot all the poles and zeros are on left half of the S-plane. So the first condition is satisfied. Since I don't have any poles zeros on j omega axis, there is no need for residue test. A of omega square, even part of the numerator polynomial s square plus 1, odd part of the numerator polynomial s cube plus 2s, even part of the denominator polynomial s square plus 1, and odd part of the denominator polynomial s. So when I apply the formula m1 m2 minus n1 n2 and substitute s is equal to j omega, here I will get the expression. This s power 4 is getting cancelled. 2s square will get cancelled. So I will be left only with 1. Okay. So hence, since a of omega square is greater than or equal to 0 condition is satisfied, the given function is a positive real function. So the eighth example, s square plus 4 by s cube plus 3s square plus 3s plus 1. Finding all the poles and zeros of the given function. So I can observe that all the poles and zeros are on the left half of the S-plane, indicating the first condition is satisfied. Remember that the residue test must be conducted only if you have the poles on j omega axis. Even though you have a 0 on j omega axis, if you don't have any poles on j omega axis, then there is no need for you to conduct residue test. So in this tutorial, there are no poles on j omega axis. I have only zeros on j omega axis. So there is no need for conducting residue test for this function. So the even part of the numerator polynomial is s square plus 4. There is no odd part of the in the numerator polynomial. The even part of the denominator polynomial is 3s square plus 1 and the odd part is s cube plus 3s. Using the formula m1 m2 minus n1 n2 and substituting s is equal to j omega, I obtain the expression for a of omega square as 3 omega power 4 minus 13 omega square plus 4. So here the coefficients are not positive, isn't it? One of the coefficient is negative. Hence we should check for randomly the expression whether it is greater than or equal to 0. So if I substitute omega as 1, the value that I obtained is minus 6. Hence a of omega square is not greater than or equal to 0 for all values of omega. Hence this function is not positive real function. The ninth example, s squared plus s plus 2 divided by s cube plus 2s squared plus 2s plus 1. So finding the poles and zeros. So all the poles and zeros are on the left half of the S plane. Hence the first condition is satisfied. There are no poles and zeros on the j omega axis. So there is no need for conducting residue test. The even part of the numerator polynomial s squared plus 2. The odd part of the numerator polynomial is s. Even part of the denominator polynomial is 2s squared plus 1. The odd part of the denominator polynomial is s cubed plus 2s. So substituting the formula m1 m2 minus n1 n2 s is equal to j omega. I'll get the expression s power 4 plus 3s squared plus 4. All coefficients are positive. So when I substitute s is equal to j omega, it will give me omega power 4 minus 3 omega squared plus 4. All the coefficients are not positive, isn't it? But even though I substitute randomly omega values 1, 2, 3, we are not getting any negative values. But then also we have to be sure whether the a of omega square is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so in such cases, for us to check whether the a of omega square is greater than or equal to 0, we will apply Stump's test to check whether this expression is greater than or equal to 0 for all the values of omega. Remember one thing, that if we are unable to check whether the given expression is positive for all omega, on substituting randomly omega as some 1, 2 or 3 as so on, only in such cases we have to apply Stump's test to check whether the given value is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so here if the coefficients are all positive, then there is no need for going for applying Stump's test. This is only done if I have negative coefficient, and upon randomly substituting omega as 1, 2, so on, if you are unable to justify whether the given expression is positive real or not, only in such cases we go and check using Stump's test. So now I'll substitute the omega squared by x. So the given polynomial becomes p naught of x is x square minus 3x plus 4. Then I'll find its derivative, and that is p1 of x is 2x minus 3. Then I'll divide p naught of x by p1 of x, and if I divide, I'll get the following, isn't it? Because I have 2x here, I need x squared. So I'll multiply by x by 2, which will cancel my first term, giving me the remainder minus 3x by 2 plus 4. Okay. So this here again I have to multiply. I have 2x here, isn't it? So but I need minus 3x by 2 here. So that is why I have to multiply by 3 by 4, which will cancel the first term and give me the remainder as 7 by 4. This I have indicated as minus p2 of x. So we know the values of p0 of x, p1 of x and p2 of x. Now we'll substitute x value as 0 and infinity and check the sign changes. Okay, so first we'll see p0 of x. If I substitute 0, I'll get positive value. and if I substitute infinity, I also get the positive sign. Next, I will consider P1 of x. If I substitute 0, I will get the negative value. If I substitute infinity, I am getting positive value. And P2 of x, in both 0 and infinity cases, its value is negative. So when x is equal to 0, you can see how many sign changes we have got? 1. And when x is equal to infinity, the number of sign changes is 1. So therefore the overall sign change is 0, isn't it? 1 minus 1. So since there are no sign changes, the given function is positive real function. It means when there are no sign changes, it means that the third condition, a of omega square, a is greater than or equal to 0 for all omega. Hence the given function is positive real function. SQ, the 10th example, s cube plus 5s divided by s power 4 plus 2s square plus 2. Okay. So finding the roots of both numerator and denominator polynomial, and we can clearly see that there are repeated roots or repeated poles on j omega axis. Okay, mind you that we should not have any multiple repeated poles on j omega axis. So if we have so, then the given function is not positive real function. So here s plus 3 by s plus 1, isn't it? So here all the poles and zeros are on left half of the s plane, as you can see. There is no need for residue test as there is no pole on j omega axis. So finding the even part and odd part of both numerator and denominator polynomial and substituting the values in m1 m2 minus n1 n2, and again substituting s is equal to j omega. In this case it is 3 plus omega square. So obviously it is positive for all omega greater than or equal to 0. It is a positive real function. The second one, we find the roots. So all are on left half of the s plane. The first condition is satisfied. So here I have a pole on j omega axis. So since I have pole on j omega axis, I should conduct residue test. Okay. But here we can see for conducting residue test, the numerator degree should be less than the denominator degree. But here in this case, since it is greater than the denominator degree, I'll divide my numerator by denominator such that I will get an expression whose numerator degree is less than the denominator degree. So in this case, 2s plus 2 plus the expression s by s square plus 1. So I'll apply the residue test or partial fraction expansion on this term, and I'll find the values of the residues. Since the residues are real and positive, I'll check for third condition. So upon checking for third condition, the expression in this case I have obtained as 2 into omega square minus 1 whole square. So obviously for every omega this expression value is greater than or equal to 0. Hence it is positive real function. The third practice sum, here also the same case, finding the poles and zeros, all are on the left half of the s plane. Okay. So since there is no pole on j omega axis, there is no need for conducting residue test. So finding the expression for a of omega square. So here all the coefficients are positive. So obviously a of omega square is greater than or equal to 0. The given function is a positive real function. So the next sum, here all the poles and zeros are on left half of the S-plane. First condition is satisfied. There are no poles on the j omega axis, so no need of conducting the residue test. So finding the formula a of omega square, here as you can see the coefficient is negative, isn't it? So I substituted omega as 2. I got the value as minus 2. So this condition is not satisfied. It's not greater than or equal to 0 for all omega. Hence the given function is not a positive real function. So here I have s power 4 plus 3s cube plus s square plus s plus 2. Okay. Since it is a bit difficult to find the roots if the highest degree is greater than 3. So if it is s square or s cube, by means of calculator we can find the roots, isn't it? So here the degree of numerator is 4. So in order to find whether there are any zeros on right half of the S-plane, we can do it by means of constructing Routh-Hurwitz table. So if there are no sign changes in the first column of the Routh-Hurwitz table, then we can conclude that all the poles and zeros are on the left half of the S-plane. So we know how to find the Routh table. So for the numerator polynomial, I found out the Routh-Hurwitz table, and here as you can see there are sign changes, isn't it? Positive to negative, again negative to positive. Since the first column of the Routh table consists of sign changes, there are it indicates that there are zeros present on the right half of the S-plane. So since the first condition is not satisfied, the given function is a not positive real function. And here the next sum, the poles and zeros are all on the left half of the S-plane. Since there is no pole on j omega axis, there is no need for conducting residue test. So upon the substitution of values m1 m2 minus n1 n2 and s is equal to j omega, here also the coefficient is negative. So here I am applying Stump's test because I am randomly checking the value of omega. I am not sure whether the given function is positive real or not. So I'll apply Stump's test and check whether there are any sign changes. So here in this case the overall sign changes obtained is 2. So since there are sign changes, the third condition is not satisfied. So since it is not satisfied, the given polynomial is not positive real. So this you can try it on your own and check whether it is positive real. And the procedure is again once the same. The poles zeros are on left half of the S-plane. There is no residue test needed for this. And the third condition, finding m1 m2 minus n1 n2 and substituting s is equal to 0. All the coefficients are positive. Hence the given a of omega square is greater than or equal to 0 for all omega. The given function is a positive real function. This also you can try on your own and check whether it is positive real or not. And y of s is given. So remember one thing, in spite of the expression given, whether it is f of s or y of s or z of s, the procedure will not same. You need not convert y of s into z of s or z of s into y of s. You can carry on with the same procedure. Okay, here all the poles and zeros are on left half of the s plane. I have poles on j omega axis, hence I need to conduct residue test, but since the numerator degree is greater than the denominator degree, I have to perform division before applying partial fractions to find the residues. So here I'll find in this case it is s by s square plus 1. So until your numerator degree is less than the denominator degree, you have to carry on the division. Okay, and the residues obtained in this case are real and positive, hence the second condition is satisfied. The third condition, I'll check m1 m2 minus n1 n2 and substitute s is equal to j omega. In this case I obtained as 2 into omega square minus 1 whole square. Okay. So here also the condition is satisfied. All the three conditions are satisfied as the given function is a positive real function. So this concludes my today's lecture on the concept of positive real function. Thank you.